Okay, Jai Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay, so we were seeing the 7th chapter. So now from 7 to 12, if you see, initially as we saw that the previous chapter ended with Yoginam api sarvesham madgatir andaratmanaha sraddhaman bhajate yomam samay yuktamo mataha. So where Krishna is putting Bhakti Yoga on top of all the other yogas, is claiming that Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga system. And in order to perform Bhakti, you need to know who Ishvara is, because there are two things involved in devotion. One is the person who is performing the devotional service and the object of the devotion. So only qualified object of devotion is Krishna or Ishvara. The Jiva, everybody, Ekala, Ishvara, Krishna, Arasabha Bhritya. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's conclusive statement that Ekala Ishvara Krishna. There is only one Ishvara, and that is Krishna. Arasabha Bhritya means everybody else is a servant. It's a very absolute statement. And we know that the spirit souls in the material world or in the spiritual world, everybody is servant of Krishna. It's very simple and easy to understand. We are part and parcel of the Lord, and we are supposed to serve the Lord. Whether in the material world or spiritual world, everybody is supposed to be servant of the Lord. This is very simple to understand. Internal energy, external energy, everybody is serving the Lord. But what to speak of internal, external energy? Even his expansions and incarnations are his servants. This is when Lord came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even Advaita Acharya, who is Mahavishnu, he came and served. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahiyanya, Balram Hoilo Nitai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna and Balram is Nitai. So Gaur-Nitai is being served by everybody, including expansions and incarnations. Everybody is serving. Means even if Lord has his expansion, the expansion, of course, it's also Ishvara. If you take Mahavishnu, he accepts the worship. At the same time, he has a master. Master is always Krishna. So it's very wonderful to know that even the expansions of Krishna serve Krishna. Mainly the energies serve. The primary purpose of the energy is only to serve Krishna. So this description is there in the 7th chapter. Krishna starts explaining. So I would like to we are going to see a sequence of verses now, which talks about how Krishna can be perceived in this world through some of his energies. So certain aspects of the energies Krishna is talking about. You're able to see the screen? Okay. So we saw that
Yes.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now here. So first he says, now you hear. This hearing process is the most important. That is what is described in this purport, where Krishna is specifically attracting the attention of Arjuna to listen or hear. So already we saw in the previous verse that Sraddhavan bhajate yomam, from Adav Shraddha, from Shraddha or faith, the devotional, pure devotion starts from faith. Adav Shraddha, Tatas Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, like this it goes. So first is Shraddha. Now, when somebody invests their faith on the other person, they start to listen to the other person. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport, either you should listen directly to Krishna. Of course, for Arjuna, Krishna is directly available, or to spiritual master. So this is the main crux of this purport. In the first purport, Krishna Prabhupada is telling that how listening is very, very important. And the person can come out of all the doubts by doing this. And then now he's going to explain to Arjuna what is spiritual and material and whatever all the things which are available. Manifested cosmic manifestations and unmanifested things. So if you practically what you see in this world is called phenomenal world. So he's going to talk about that phenomenal world and also nominous, which is not in the cosmic, like a spiritual, material, everything. Full knowledge. If you know this, nothing more to be known. So he's going to put it in a nutshell to start with. This is not nutshell. In fact, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given is more of a more condensed version and easy to understand. But this is considered very great because in Vedas, so many verses and it is so difficult to understand, is put in a crispy nutshell manner by Krishna in this chapter, in these chapters, coming chapters. So now to start with, first he is going to talk about very, very little people are going to know the real truth, to know exactly Krishna, whom Krishna is. First of all, everybody is materially involved. And from that, very little people, means in the material involvement, there are many people who are living like animals, just the next level. Then there is a civilized group of people. And from the civilized group of people, there are those who follow religious principles properly, Varnashrama Dharma and all. And above them is those transcendentalists who are trying to see Krishna, trying to somehow be in touch with Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. From that thousands of people, there is only one person who may be a devotee. And in that, among the thousands of such devotional devotees who are trying, that one person may really know Krishna in truth. So this is what is thousands, one of thousands. This is one place. In other places in Bhagavatam also this is mentioned. How? Manushyanam Sahasreshu doesn't mean 1 in 1,000. It means 1 in 1,000. Among such thousands, one again. Again that one, many in that. Like this, it's like a filter system. Like, so it's very rare to know Krishna. That is what he's telling. Then he is going to tell about himself. First he is telling, as we saw, about his external energy. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitutes of my separated material energy. Now, beside these, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises of living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material world. So there is he told about the Jada Shakti or the external Para Prakriti or external energy, and then Tatastha Shakti, the marginal energy. So all created beings have their source in these two natures. Either it will be material or it will be spiritual. Means either it will be a jiva or it will be a jada. So in this material world, matter is there or jivas are there. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain I am both the origin and the dissolution. So the beginning, the creation and destruction, everything is taking place only of Krishna. So introducing Ishvara. So we saw 5 topics and the 3 topics, one verse is there. We saw Prakriti, Jiva, Ishvara. Now, going further, this we already saw. Now, so the separated material energy is 7.4. If you see, earth, water, fire, air, and ether are 5 gross elements. Mind, intelligence, false ego are 3 subtle elements. These are supported energies of Krishna. But the living entities of spirit soul, they are different from this. Already in 2nd chapter, even though he explained, he didn't explain the details of what the matter is, what the spirit is and all. He just said that the spirit soul cannot be wetted, it cannot be cut, it cannot be withered by wind. There is no death for the spirit soul. Ever living, everlasting. Ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamani sarire. When the sarira is destroyed, is not destroyed. But now the constituent of the sarira itself, the body itself, not only the body, the entire material world is given here. Now, material world, in material world, you see Jiva also living entities, but we don't belong here. This is the topic. And next, There is one more verse which we saw, the Manigana Iva. Manigana Iva is everything is, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth separate from me, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Matta Paradaram Nanyat. This already we saw that all this in the material world also, earth will separately stay, water will separately stay, earth will separately stay. They won't mix with each other. So, in order to make them mix, the Lord has to enter into each of those elements. That is why in every atom He is entering. Only then they are able to cooperate and produce varieties in this world. When you see variety, it's not just the elements alone. Okay, there is earth, there is water, there is no. There is a combination. If you take our body itself, the blood is actually the watery content, but it is mixed with some solid earth. In this way, there is a combination. This is done by Krishna. Everything rests upon me as the pearls are strung on a thread. Very famous. And then he is giving a list of things. First, he is telling, yesterday we saw, not yesterday, Friday we saw, is the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, syllable of the Vedic mantra, Om, that also we saw, and the sound in ether and ability in man. What? Okay. And then he's going to give a list of things. He's the original fragrance of the earth, he's the heat in the fire. Like this, he's going to give a list. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to divide you into teams, 9, 10, 11, 12 verses. You need to give the expansions and energies of Krishna. Okay? You have to list down the Krishna's expansions and energies. Then we will come back here. Every day many people are there. Today 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only are there. How can I divide it? Yes. Kailash is missing. Jagannath Prabhu is missing. Abhiram Mangal Prabhu is missing.
I'm there, Mataji.
Oh, sorry. Where are you? I cannot see your name here. Oh, okay, you're here. Okay. Beautiful deities. Radha Govindaji, Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Okay. So I'll divide you into two groups. And two slokas you can take verses. One team will take, team 1 will take 9 and 10, team 2 will take 11 and 12. And you're going to list down. I'll put you the question in the chat box. Let me do that first. Where is the chat? Okay. List down some of the energies of the Lord mentioned in chapter 7. Verses 9, 10, 11, 12, right? Actually, 9, not 9, actually. From 8 it starts. 8 to 12. So 8, 9, 10, somebody can do. 11, 12, somebody can do. That is also all right. And you can, one extra thing I wanted you to think of is how can you perceive Krishna through this? Any one example you can take, one of the opulence, one of the energy Krishna is giving us an example through one or two. The list. Okay. So I just wanted to list down and then now. Okay. So you have to also connect it with the life and see. Ayan Mandal Prabhu, Jayalakshmi, Navaneet, Om Govinda Rai is in one team. Okay, Ayan Mandal Prabhu, Jayalakshmi, Om Govinda Rai Prabhu is in one group. Abhiram Mangal, Akarshak Sri Hari, Navaneet and Sumedha are in one group. I'll move Sumedha to the first. Ayan Mandal Prabhu, Jayalakshmi, Om Govinda Rai and Sumedha are in one team. Abhiram Mangal Prabhu, Akarshak Sri Hari and Navaneet. This also doesn't look good. Let's shuffle. It's giving now another choice. Abhiram Mangal Prabhu, Jayalakshmi, Om Govinda Rai Prabhu, Akarshak, Ayan Mandal, Navaneet Prabhu and Sumedha. Oh, again it came like this. Okay. Okay, I have divided Abhiram Mangal Prabhu, Jayalakshmi, Om Govinda Rai and Sumedha are in room 1 because you are going to have 3 verses. You have 4 candidates. And room 2 is Akarshak Sri Hari Prabhu, Ayan Mandal and Navaneet. Okay, Hari Bol. All the best. First, you have to list it down and you have to think any one or two you pick and see how you can perceive Krishna in real life. This will remind you of Krishna or some pastimes. Mostly, you can remember some pastime related to this, which will make us remember. Or you can directly also tell how we can perceive Krishna through these energies. You can figure it out. Haribol, Jayalakshmi, did you finish the listing or you want some time?
Mataji, our group we finished Mataji. We individually we separated the shlokas and everybody will tell their
Okay, okay.
comments.
What about the others? Why they are not here? Okay. Okay, Haribol, team 1, start.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So from team 1, we can start.
Yes, good. Yes, very well.
So the question here is list down the various energies and expansions of Krishna and how this can be perceived. So in the verse 7.8, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, like, he is the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, the sound in ether and ability in man. So this is explained by Prabhupada in purport that the taste of water, for example, is based on the attraction of the based on the purity of water. So that just like salty sea water is salty, but it is not uh, much in great in taste. But the pure water, which is having great means uh, taste, that is the energy of Krishna. Similarly, the light which is perceived by us in this world, that is from the sun and the moon, and this source of light, the sun and the moon, that is the energy of Krishna, this the light of the sun and the moon. Similarly, this syllable Om, the Om in the Vedic mantras, that is chanted by the impersonalists. They don't chant the names of Krishna, but they chant the Om. So this Om, that is also the uh, Krishna's energy, means representation of Krishna, and this personal and impersonal concept that Krishna is energies. Krishna is perceived impersonally through his energies, various energies. So that is there in Krishna, that he is complete. He is having both personal feature and impersonal features. So we can perceive Krishna by his energies. So that is the impersonal uh, perceive perception. So next, the subsequent will be explained by Jayalakshmi Mataji.
So here in 7.9, Lord Shri Krishna's energy is called as punya, which means original and it is not decomposed or contaminated. So everything which is in the material world has a flavor and fragrance, and the purport also talks about the heat. So this how these material flavor and fragrance and heat exist, it is from the original Krishna's energy, which is uncontaminated, the flavor and the fragrance which spreads in the material energy and fills it. So whenever we feel the fragrance and the from a flower or something, or we taste the flavor from some food, it doesn't actually just from the material world. It actually is from the original flavor from Sri Krishna's energy. So here Vibhavasu, which means fire, is also explained, without which nothing can be done in the material world. They have stated the examples of factories and how the indigestion, the digestion in our body takes place, which also requires fire. Even this fire energy in the material world is expansion from the Krishna's energy. So, in Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle elements are due to Krishna. The original flavor, which is punya, which is neither contaminated nor decomposed. Om Govindarai Prabhu, you can continue. Sumedha Mataji.
Sumedha Mataji will continue.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So Krishna says that he is the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. So basically, Krishna is the source of everything. He is Parabrahman, and he is the supreme living entity. And it is said that one cannot do anything without intelligence, and Krishna is the root of all intelligence. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. Om Govindara Prabhu can continue.
Hare Krishna. So, yeah, what Subhida Mataji said on 7.10, that original seed of all existence, that is Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutana. Second, that intelligence of all intelligent, Buddhir Buddhi Matam Ashmi, and the prowess of all powerful men, Tejas Tejas Vinam Aham. That is the three abilities or energies that Krishna reveals himself in this shloka. And how can we perceive Krishna through this? There is a one example in 7.10. We can say that if someone or someone else exhibits sharp memory or problem solving or clarity that remembers brilliance, which is not independent, it's the Krishna's energy manifesting through that person. Second, we can take from the 7.8 shloka that every time we drink water and feel refreshed, that pure satisfying taste Krishna says that is me. Then I'll conclude here and summary like that by how he is accessible through the simple taste of water, the light of sun, the flavor, the fragrance, and the fire, and then the intelligence in our mind and seed of all creations. That is Krishna. Like in purport also, it is written that roots of all roots, that is Krishna. So these were the main points in 7.8, 7.9, and 7.10. Hare Krishna. We are done,
That is
Mataji.
wonderful, very detailed. Anybody else in this team want to add any pastime or relevance or where you can remember Krishna in any one of the item which you have listed?
Abhinam Prabhu, you were saying about one example, you can share it.
Abhiramangal Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes.
Hare
So
Krishna.
one pastime like from the Vrindavan pastimes of Lord Krishna, like the residents of Vrindavan, they are in constant remembrance of Lord Krishna. So like the features of Krishna, Lord Krishna. One example is the gopis when they hear the sound of flute, so that they immediately remembering Krishna, and their focus goes immediately about the Krishna. Similarly, when they see the tree, tamal tree, so the color of the tree is same as Krishna's. So then they immediately remembering Krishna. So this means this example is like how devotees they whenever they see uh, the energies of the Krishna, they immediately remembering Lord. So these are few
Very
examples.
good, very nice example. Very nice example. But we very nice. Same like gopis only. We are also like we see many things around us. There is nothing unrelated to Krishna. This we need to know. Superb. There is nothing unrelated to Krishna in this material world. Some sample only Krishna is telling. Everything is related. Good. Okay. Now team 2. Start.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I mean, we discussed on 11 and 12. We kind of wrote it as two parts. One saying that there is energy of Krishna, and another one is it acts according to religious principle. We'll talk about the first one, Mataji. Strong man's strength is energy of Krishna without passion for desire, meaning strength should be applied only to protect the weak and not for personal aggression. That's the one energy of Krishna we noted, Mataji. Uh, Akashik Prabhu.
Yeah, in the same Mataji we have Kamaraga Vivarjitam. Means here Krishna want to say that this sex life is also means I am, which is not contradictory to the religious principle. Um, so here we see that means um, for propagation of children or means anything means it is Krishna is also the sex life. It's not like that this sex life is means someone else, but it should be according to religious principle. Because if parents are responsible, then they are going to make their offspring Krishna consciousness and all those. Yeah, I am Prabhu.
Oh, okay. And after that, Prabhupada explained it here like all material activities, like all material modes of nature, is emanating from Krishna only. Like Krishna is Nirguna, but which means that gunas or the modes of material nature, although are receiving from him does not affect him. And this is a special characteristic of Bhagavan, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for example, the laws of state, for instance, for under state law, one may be punished, but the lawmaker should not be punished. It is not applied to him like that. And yeah, Mataji. And for example, Mataji, I have just remembered one example on the strength. Like when
Your
in
voice
the
is little bit echoing, so if you give a little bit gap and speak, it will be more clear. Yes,
now it's
example.
clear, Mataji.
Tell the example.
Yeah, Mataji. So for
Give a
strength,
gap between. You don't just speak continuously. There is a every word has a space, no? And the
okay,
sentence also has a space. So you should give it so that the echo doesn't overlap the next word.
yeah, Mataji. So when Lord Indra attacked Vrindavana, because the resident of Vrindavan doesn't offer the puja to him, it is they offer to Govardhana hill. And when Lord Indra attacked the Vrindavan, like he flooded, and he pouring like the rain is pouring like anything for multiple days, and the whole Vrindavan is flooded. So to put them under shelter, Lord Krishna, by the little finger of his hand, he uplifts the Govardhana hill. Okay, when he is just some years old, I don't remember particularly, like under 5 or 6 or 7 years old, like that. So in that age, he is able to uplift the Govardhana hill in his little finger. So that shows the all strength, like the strength comes from him only. Like he has in that particular age, he has that strength. And also, Mataji, in this instance, we can also add that like Lord Indra has the power, but he used that power to show the Vrindavan resident that he is powerful and he want to like control them, like he want to them to uh, do the puja for him. But instead of that, Lord Sri Krishna, Lord Krishna, just protect that protect the Vrindavan devotees using that power. Hare Krishna.
Oh, good. Very nice. Even otherwise, you will be able to relate like water, taste of water, like we have Charanamrit. And we also, Krishna is giving the Charanamrit and also the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, They are all reminding us. In this way, anything which we see, now we are seeing that Guru Maharaj is telling Paramahamsa, children will come. So we are righteously begetting children through a proper sex indulgences, also Krishna. So this is a very good information. And we see that how Guru Maharaj is telling. So in full Krishna consciousness, devotional service, this can be done. Because the whole world is thinking only by lusty desire it can be done. But a different perspective, that there is a possibility of experience of transcendence, even in such kind of activity. Very, very wonderful, high class. So this all these things we can see from this explanation. Okay, let us go. Just check quickly the list which is Krishna is giving, because each one did different verses. So we can say that to be expansions and energies. A list is given. First, to introduce Ishvara, he is a holistic. Krishna is completely holistic. So how can he even, for example, if we tell some jiva, you ask them, can you introduce yourself? Yes. Like if I ask any one of you, only in 2-3 sentences you should answer, not big story. Okay. If I ask the question, who are you? What will be the answer?
I am the spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. I am spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Superb. Anybody else?
I am servant of Krishna.
I am servant of Krishna. Very good. Actually, it's a combined thing, will be more good definition. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So I am spirit, soul. Generally, in this bodily concept, we'll say I am not the body, I am spirit, soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, I am servant of Krishna. Okay, you are very good. Then you can say I am also Satchitananda, I am an eternal spirit soul, I don't die. I am full of knowledge and Ananda, but I am conditioned right now. So you have a limited way of presenting yourself, but unlimited Krishna is. Now you say Krishna, kindly introduce yourself. So when Krishna tries to introduce himself, what he will start from, how he will start, which end to start, there's no end. There is unlimitedness all over. All 365 degrees, it's unlimitedness in Krishna. So somewhere he is starting. That we can say, like, for certain expansions and energies he is listing here, that doesn't mean he is limited to this. But just to start with, then we'll see that gradually he will take us forward. So in 7.4 purport, he is explaining about first expansions. So these two things are there. We saw two expansions Krishna has, two energies Krishna has. External energy and marginal energy is explained here. So the energy which is explained as 5 manifestation, earth, water, fire, air, ether. Here earth, water, fire, air and sky, and 5 gigantic creation of the gross creation, within which 5 senses are there. 5 senses and sense objects are there, like sound, touch. Sound is for the ear, touch is for the skin, form is for the eye, taste is for the tongue, smell is for the nose. So 5 senses are there, 5 sense objects are there, 5 elements are there, 3 subtle items are there, mind, intelligence and false ego, like this. So totally put together, all these things are his energies. So Krishna's 3 energies are there. Spiritual energy, which is internal energy, and marginal energy is also spiritual, and material energy is here. Now you see, the spirit soul is in the spiritual energy, which is internal energy, is in a little darker shade, and lighter shade is this marginal energy, and totally blackish shade is external energy. Now this marginal energy, why it is lighter? Because it has the capacity to live both in the spiritual world and in the material world. The spirit soul can live both in the material world and in the spiritual world, even though it is naturally, constitutionally spiritual. So internal energy is created by spiritual world. The spiritual world is created by the internal energy, and the internal energy resides there in various forms. And many marginal energies serve the Lord. Both the internal marginal energies serve the Lord in this spiritual world. Of course, Krishna's expansions are also there. And then marginal energy is there. So the living entities, we can call them as Atma, soul, and Jiva. The word Atma is interchangeably used to represent sometime the body, sometime mind. Atma means me, myself. Or so sometime interchangeably this word is used. So generally we use the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu maximum uses the word Jiva. In English we can just say soul or spirit soul. It's more easier. So the word Atma, even the Mayavadis, they use it so much. But in Bhagavad Gita, in some places, to represent myself, either as a body or as a mind or as soul itself, Atma word is used. So we generally use Jiva when we want to use Sanskrit. Or living entities. In English, we can say living entity or soul. This will be appropriate. Now that is marginal energy. External energy, Krishna is explaining, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu Kamanor Buddhirevacha Ahankara Itiyame Binna Prakriti Rashtata. So this is a, I think, memory verse. You have to know. Then in this purport, Krishna is explaining about material creations. Krishna's expansion, three Vishnus is explaining. Mahavishnu, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. So this Mahavishnu, he creates the total material universe, material energy, entire material energy itself. Mahatattva. He is the creator of this Mahatattva. So what is this Mahatattva? You see many varieties around you, right? We already saw earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, and various combination of this produce many items in this world. But when after the dissolution, after the destruction, it combine everything together and become a single chunk of matter. It doesn't have varieties. But when it is broken open, where it manifests and unmanifests, we say the material energy manifests and unmanifests simply by the glance of the Lord. This is the statement. So when just by glancing over, he is making this Mahatattva break into pieces, into not pieces, within the same Mahatattva, it expands into many varieties. Where the living entities will have its body. So it's also the field of activity. It will have its body based on the karma, and also karma means activity, then three modes. All these things come into being. And once the dissolution happens, again they merge back into. See, the material world is not illusion. It is existing. Only thing it is temporary. The variety is temporary. After the variety is displayed, after the dissolution, they again become Mahatattva. All this Mahatattva concept is there in Bhagavatam. 2 or 3 places, big conversations are there in which the Mahatattva is very nicely explained. One by Maitreya to Vidura, another is Sukadeva to Parikshit, another is so many Brahma to Narada, so many places it is coming, where we can understand, okay, there is some Mahatattva from where the material world is manifest, and again it goes back into a single piece of matter, and that is Mahatattva. The second is that, so who created this? The first place is Mahavishnu. The second is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. That is why these universes are called created universes. Whereas there are eternal universes like Vaikuntha planets, they are not created at a particular point of time, they are eternally there. The second is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu enters into all the universes to create diversities in each other. So that is second Purusha incarnation. Or we can say plenary expansions. So there is an expansion. Energy we already saw. Now we see the expansion. The third Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu is diffused. Diffused means broken into pieces. He is not broken. He expands into pieces. Small. All pervading super soul in all the universes and is known as Paramatma. So it's present in every atom. Anyone who knows these three Vishnus can be liberated from material entanglement. We already saw this. We all are getting liberated. It's a good news. So all the activities in the material world are directed by these three Vishnus. So we have this Mahavishnu, Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, and Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. You should know very clearly the discrimination between this. No confusion can be there. So that is why when you have your module exam, all these concepts are drilled out so that you don't have a vague idea of the concepts. So when I take you through this process, kindly It comes through a maturity of reading all the books of Srila Prabhupada, right? So you should know that this vision is very clear, and you should also get to understand it properly. If you have questions, you can ask about the concepts, no problem. So 3 expansions to maintain the material world. Only to maintain the material world, this Vishnu expansion. Spiritual world, that's not there. They are not there. Only for material world, he is lying down. Material world is even lying down only he will create. No need to be active. So spiritual world is fully active. So how this Mayavadi can be broken? This Mayavadi principle can be broken. they are telling there is nothing in the spiritual world, only light is there. It's so boring. But Mahavishnu is lying, that they accept that the Narayana is there from which the Mahavishnu appears. And there is four quadruple expansions: Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva. And in that, from Vasudeva comes one Narayana. And then from that Narayana comes Mahavishnu. And from Mahavishnu comes Garbhodaga Sai Vishnu. From Garbhodaga Sai Vishnu comes Kshirodaga Sai Vishnu. From Kshirodaga Sai Vishnu comes unlimited Paramatmas. Like this. So the Paramatma super soul is temporary manifestation in material world only, in everybody's heart and every atom. So Krishna has his expansions and he has energies. Under expansion, you should know very clearly what is expansion, what is energy, like this. Very clearly you should know. So the expansions control these energies. External energy is being controlled by. Why external energy is put here? Because Kshirodaga Sai Vishnu Garbhodaga, they are in the material world only, not in the spiritual world, internal energy. So the Garbhodaga Sai Vishnu, Krishna expansions and energies. And in expansion, why this is given in blue and yellow color also you should know. The Krishna's expansion is called Purushas. They are also Ishwaras. At the same time, they are serving Krishna in creating the material world. But actually, they are also worshipable as like Krishna. They also provide liberation because Etechamsa Kalapamsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. They are like a small kala of the moon. So the moon has crescent moons, which are smaller and smaller. Like these people, they Mahavishnu are not like a crescent moon. But they're not all in all Krishna. So the blue color is nothing but the expansion of Krishna. Whereas the energies are in golden color, internally, marginally, externally, all these are servants. And they are not part of Ishvara. They are not Ishvara. They are part of Ishvara because the energy comes out of the Ishvara. So you have here the spiritual world comes under internal energy and marginal energy. So just for you to nicely know things, the same thing what you read theoretically is put here. So this already you did this exam, one exercise, small exercise. So we saw that examples and energies of Krishna: taste of water, light of the sun and the moon, syllable Om. Because if you see the water, you don't feel that it's a taste. It is so transparent and it looks like first as a child, if you would have seen water, you would have wondered what it is. Because there is no color in it. There is no texture in it. If you touch it, there is no texture. There is no color. There is no solidarity. You cannot hold it also. You require a container to hold it. You don't hold it in your hands. A little one drop maybe. So Krishna is giving the taste of that water. Otherwise, we may not imagine taste in that. And it's a nice taste. It's quenching the thirst. It's so nice, especially when you're thirsty. So light of the sun and the moon, which gives nourishment to the earth. The syllable Om, the sound of the ether, sound in ether, ability in the man. The fragrance of the earth. Sometimes when the rain, there is a small drizzling of rain. From the earth, can you smell? Those who lived in village and all, very easily they can say that in Tamil they say Manvasani. Manvasani means the fragrance from the earth. So Krishna is telling, I am that fragrance. How do you know that there is a fragrance? One is when the rain comes. Sometimes you can smell the mud. Very nice smell. Very attractive, very nice smell. Contentive smell. And this fragrance gets inside the vegetables and fruits. Even though the same land is there, you take brinjal, it will taste differently. If you take lady's finger, it will taste differently. If you take pumpkin, it will taste differently. If you take a coconut, that will taste differently. The water will taste differently. There won't be even relationship. Even when you see the size of the seed, you won't even imagine what kind of fruit it will bring. So that is the fragrance of the earth is coming into the vegetables and all nourishments, and heat in the fire, life of all that lives, penances of all ascetics, strength of the so strong, and then authorized sex life, not contrary to religious principle. These are all some examples he's giving. Okay, this all of you read it. Anyway, we want, we can read it tomorrow. Quickly, we can go through. Okay, thank you very much. So you should remember all these exercises, take some notes, keep some paper. So when it comes to final exam, you will just have something to refer to. You're doing these exercises just like a time pass, that I'm sitting and preparing the slides and everything. You come like Maharaja, sit there, maybe ask some questions and time pass and go off and wait for the exam. Then you will fail in the exam. I'll see to that you fail. So what I say is, I work hard, you work hard. Very crooked, very cruel Mataji, no? Transcendently cruel and crooked. So what you need to do is kindly keep some notes, simple notes of what we discussed, so that when you later study for the exam, you can just directly from the notes, there will be questions. So it will be so piece of cake for you to answer and get good marks. Okay. So I wish you all the best. Not just going back and listening to this lecture is one thing, but what you discuss within the group is not there in this recording. That is in your notes. Okay. Just keep some little notes so that it will be helpful. Okay. I'm not asking you to be like school children, but I really want you to grow into adults and keep track. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? 5, 4, 3.
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
I had one related to the sloka in chapter 6. In
Very
the
good.
one, so far in only one sloka, so far, Krishna says, this is my opinion. But Krishna does not have to give opinion, right, Mataji? Whatever he says is the fact.
He doesn't impose a supremacy on anybody. If he thinks Prabhupada in one purport is telling, if Krishna thinks in one moment, he can make all of us devotees. But he doesn't do that. It's very, very magnanimous. And he is telling that to love Krishna should come voluntarily. Like Prabhupada, you can see Prabhupada as a devotee. He will give like what you expect. Because devotees are very clear about Krishna and they just want the living entity to wake up. Jeev jaho, Gaura Chanda bole. So, wake up Jiva. So, axiomatic truth, when representing Krishna, when representing absolute truth, when representing Acharya Parampara, when they're very, very clear about the spirituality, you can see Acharyas nailing it. But you won't see it from Krishna's side. From Krishna, even introducing himself will be very, very humble, but he cannot do more, less than this. So even the least he is introducing that self so glorious. So he never insisted. Krishna wants, by the free will, the jiva comes to him. But if the spiritual master is coming to this world, your free will, then what they will do, same what they did to Vyasadeva. They took all the Vedic literatures and ran away. And they are doing all the yajnas for fulfilling their material desires. They want a heavenly planetary system and other things. Some people are finding the loopholes. And like Duryodhana and Panchapandavas, Duryodhana also fought based on religious principles, but they found out the loopholes in the principles. If somebody is called to play dice, they should come and play gambling if a king is invited. So somewhere in a corner, it was written in the Kshatriya Dharma. They picked it up and they brought it into the big fight, or like to their favor. They molded the law to their own favor. So like this. So if the living entity is by spiritual master also left, okay, your own free will. Already Paramatma is not interfering so much. Still the jiva is going in a wrong path. Lost. So spiritual master can nail it. He can be very, when a devotee is presenting Krishna, he can say that that is it. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. You need to listen to him. There's no authority more than him. We can say that as devotees, but Krishna won't say that. That is his magnanimity. He doesn't force himself into us. He won't thrust his supremacy or affection, sorry, not affection, supremacy into us. And he doesn't want us to take it because just because he's Supreme Personality of Godhead, I have to be obedient servant. No, out of love, out of affection, and our truth. We realize the truth and we have to take it. So his last also Krishna will tell Yata Icha Tata Kuru. Whatever I have told you, Arjuna. The last just before 4, 5, below 10 verses, the end of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says that I have spoken whatever I need to be spoken. Now you decide and do whatever you want. Yata Icha Tata Kuru. I am just the chariot driver. You are the one who is sitting in the chariot. You want to get down and go, you go. You want to fight, you fight. How you want to fight vigorously, you can fight. With devotion, you want to fight, you can fight. With Krishna, it was like a game for Arjuna. Krishna made it like a game because I'm there with you. I desire this. You want, you can fulfill my desire. Arjuna said, yes. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do as you said. The response from Arjuna was so clear. So I have spoken whatever I want to say. Yata icha tata kuru. Yacha means your desire. Yata icha tata kuru. Whatever is your desire, you do. And immediately Arjuna responded, Karishye vachanam tava. I'll do according to your instruction, I'll act. That is the magnanimity of the spirit soul. So it's a two-way love. The love exhibited by the Lord, not without touching the free will, Krishna wants us. With our own free will, we walk towards him. And as far as a devotee, when he comes to save the souls, maybe he is like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is called Simha Guru. They will roar like a lion because they really want the jiva to wake up and come. If you give a small loophole, the jiva will escape into Maya. So the devotees, what they present is different from what Krishna is presenting himself. Okay, very well. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Let us offer our loving, respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who are just like desire trees who can fulfill all our spiritual desires and uplift us from this material existence. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha
Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai,
Jai
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai
Maharaj ki jai,
Jai
Gaura Premanande Hari Hari.